When we look around the world, it can seem as though reality is in a constant state of flux. Everything is always and constantly changing. Nothing seems to stay the same. Nothing at all seems to endure. Now, this feeling that we have is likely exacerbated by social media, which unfortunately is the way the world is mediated to us. Internet virality is really tied to whatever is new and edgy, and this is why internet trends are just always changing. And you also see this on the news cycle, which is just absolute slop. One week we're told we have to worry about the Epstein files. The next week it's the Strait of Hormuz. The next week there's another president assassination attempt. Everyone's telling you what to think. It's all true. It's all fake. It's all the woke left's fault. It's all actually a conspiracy by Bibi Netanyahu. If we get caught up in all this and allow the ceaseless tide of information to wash over us, we too will become as subject to change as that which we consume. What do I mean by this? The more we attach ourselves to those things that are ever changing, the less and less stable the condition of our soul will be. And this is really the key principle. The soul, that which you most fundamentally are, is shaped and conforms itself to those things that you consume. So if you spend your whole day consuming slop, your soul will become slop. And this is really part of the reason why the modern man is so anxious. He's attached himself to things which are ever changing, and because of that he can't know rest. He can't chill out. His cortisol levels are just through the roof. This guy is constantly worrying about everything. Oh, we'll never be able to afford a house. Oh, this politician's in the files, or we're all gonna die because of the Strait of Hormuz or whatever. Just like, shut the hell up for a second. Let me cook. I'm acquainted with quite a few people who are super into conspiracy theories, and oftentimes people ask me what my favorite conspiracy theory is. And my personal favorite conspiracy theory is this: everything's gonna be okay. I think of all the teachings of our Lord Jesus, I think the most radical one is when he says this: do not worry about your life. And he says this on multiple occasions as if he knows that we're gonna fully forget it. Do not worry about your life. When our attention is fixed and set upon all these things that are happening in the world, this teaching can seem absolutely delusional. And in all honesty, naturally speaking, this teaching is delusional. And I think that's the point. So Jesus, you're telling me that in the face of all these things that are going on, that we're not to worry about anything? Huh? That seems absolutely stupid. And without God, the reality is this teaching is stupid. There is literally no hope without God. And without him, we really should be worrying about all this stuff that's happening. But because it's not all on us, and because he's actually in control, he commands us not to worry. Believing in this teaching and really living it, it takes a level of faith that from the outside seems absolutely delusional. And I honestly think that in order to maintain your sanity in the chaos of this world, we actually have to start being a little bit delusional. We need to start retardmaxxing. We're going to be retarded. Yeah, the world's cooked, 100%. Fully agree. There's no point in denying that. What the heck is worrying going to do about it? When after Jesus says, don't worry about your life, he says which of you by worrying can add a single cubit to his span of life? All this bad stuff that's happening in the world, fear makes it even worse. We need to trust God. Look where I am right now. This place is gorgeous. Beth, do a pan of the river. This place is flipping gorgeous. There's so much to give thanks for. And when we worry, we can miss the beauty of the present moment. If we spend all our time worrying about everything that's going on, we run the risk of missing this. It's flipping beautiful. And if you don't start doing this, if you don't start having this kind of delusional faith, what exactly is the alternative? You're just going to spend your whole life worrying about everything. Oh, we can't do this because of this. Oh, did you hear about this? Oh no, the world's going blah, 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 blah. Bro, just don't do that. Everything's going to be all right. So we have to enjoy life. This life has been given to us as a gift. We need to thank God every day, having an attitude of thanksgiving for everything, even the littlest thing, your next breath. Your next breath is borrowed. The only reason you can take your next breath is because for all eternity, God has ordained it to be so. So give him thanks for that. Give him thanks for everything. Now, how can we cultivate this delusional mindset? Well, we can't simply will it. This isn't just that cringy self-help stuff where you got to have an attitude of gratitude or whatever. That's not going to cut it. in these present times. It's only Christ who can give us this level of faith. And a helpful analogy of all this stuff that I've been talking about comes from an early medieval philosopher named Boethius. He was really like one of the goats. And he has this analogy and he calls it the wheel of fortune. So basically the analogy is like this. All of us are on this wheel and our position on the wheel kind of represents the level of fortune that we are experiencing at any given moment in time. So 1 second, you're at the top of the wheel and you're experiencing good fortune, life's good, you just got that promotion, you're earning money, you have good relationships, all this stuff. The next minute, Lady Fortune spins the wheel and all of a sudden, you're at the bottom of the wheel. You're in bad relationships, you're poor, everyone hates you, life, materially speaking, sucks. And Boethius says that life is just like being on this wheel, and Lady Fortune, she's just constantly spinning a wheel. She just does it however she pleases. And this is like the world of flux, the world of change that many of us are stuck in. Now, if you're on this wheel and you don't want to be so subject and so affected by all of this change, what is the thing that you have to do? You have to go into the center of the wheel. Now, if this wheel represents the world, what's at the center of the world? What's at the center of all reality? It's God. God alone never changes. He is pure actuality. He alone is perfectly stable. He is changeless. He's perfectly simple. So in the complexity of this life and all the chaos and all the change, how do we maintain our stability? How do we maintain our sanity? Well, we have to unite ourselves with God because only He is changeless. People who don't worry about their life, people who aren't seemingly affected by all this stuff that's taking place in the world right now, they are people who have moved from the edge of the wheel into the center and have united themselves with God Himself. And it's only when you unite yourself to God, it's only when you unite yourself to Christ that you really begin to realize that, wow, everything's actually going to be okay.